The MMA guru has gone missing. No one really knows where he is, if he's still, okay, if he's palms up somewhere. Fingers crossed he isn't, but who really knows where he is? Islam Makhachev has said that Ian Garry is going to be his next fight in August or September. And Ian Garry, I think I know why he ended up getting this fight. I have a little bit of an inside scoop that we'll cover later. Ilia Topuria has released pretty good promo for the White House card. A lot of people are hating on him for it. I don't understand why. People hate on fighters for not promoting their fight. Then the moment they do, they start hating on them and calling it corny. I think it's pretty cool. I am an Ilia Glazer, though, so maybe I'm biased. Umar Nurmagomedov has announced his next fight. We'll get to that as well. And Arman Tsarukyan said that he should be fighting for a title sometime in September this year. He hasn't said what title he's fighting for, though, and we'll cover that as well. But first off, starting off, MMA Guru has not posted a video in 7 days now. He missed this last fight card. He didn't make a prediction video. He didn't make a recap video, and he didn't go live. I can't remember the last time he's done this without at least, letting people know he wasn't going to. I remember he missed, I forget which card it was, but a few weeks ago, he let people know that he wasn't going to cover it, mental health stuff that he's been going through recently. But I'm a little bit worried for Guru. No indication that anything has happened, but no indication that he's even still, among the living. That's all I'm going to say. He has, in the past, even though not really, before this year, I can't remember the last time Guru missed a fight companion, but now all of a sudden he's missed multiple this year, and I think this is the first time he hasn't told anyone he was going to miss it or given a reason why he was going to miss it. Hasn't posted in 7 days, hasn't tweeted, hasn't done really any indication to show that he's still okay. I hope he's all right, but knowing Guru, it might not be what everyone's thinking. Maybe he just had a heart attack. Maybe, his lifestyle of, I don't even know what his lifestyle is of being fat. Maybe it caught up to him. He's not too obese, but who knows? Who knows? Fingers crossed Guru's okay. But now, moving on to more MMA related news. Islam Makhachev has said that Ian Garry is the number one contender and has given all the indications that it's probably going to be Ian Garry next for the belt. I'll give it like a 90% chance it's going to be Ian Garry next for the belt. Islam Makhachev said he'll be back in August, and he's keeps saying Ian Garry is the most deserving, but he hasn't solidified it yet. He's assured to be back on UFC 330, though. He gave tickets away to a fan who I believe has cancer, and it said Islam Makhachev versus ... All indications are showing that's Ian Garry, and I think that's who it should be too. Anyone who wants it to be Prates, anyone who wants it to be Morales, I don't really understand that. Morales only has one really good win, that's Sean Brady, but even then, Sean Brady isn't the best win because he kept it on the feet. Maybe, it's like Bilal. Bilal was able to keep the fight on the feet, made pretty easy work of Sean Brady. Islam Makhachev is not Sean Brady. If he keeps it on the feet, it'll definitely be a harder fight, and I think he has better takedowns than Sean Brady. Sean Brady might just be better on the ground. Even then, I don't think so. But Islam Makhachev has better takedowns, better striking, can set it all up better, mix it all up better. So I don't really understand why anyone wants to see the Morales fight. It could be good. It could be competitive, but he doesn't really deserve that fight. Carlos Prates kind of deserves it, but he also lost to Ian Garry, and Ian Garry's beaten Bilal Muhammad since beating Carlos Prates as well. I think Ian Garry pretty clearly deserves the fight. Better takedown defense than both of those guys, in my opinion, and pretty good striking. He doesn't have that X factor of the other guys, which I understand. That might be why other people want that to see that fight, but I don't really understand it. I think Ian Garry deserves the fight, and so does the UFC, it looks like. And I think I have a pretty good reason why. Ian Garry has been seen. Okay, I'm not really going to explain this. I don't want to be caught out, speaking on this topic, but you can read it yourself. This may be a reason why. This may be a reason why Ian Garry got this title fight. Hey, I'm not making any claims. Good for Ian Garry. Shout out Ian Garry. Good job, Ian Garry. I'm proud of you, Ian Garry, for getting that next title fight. You knew what you had to do to get the title fight, and you did it. Shout out to Ian Garry. Now, we have Arman Tsarukyan confirmed that he's fighting for the BMF title against Charles Oliveira in September. This headline is a little bit misleading. In this video, Arman Tsarukyan says that he's fighting for a title in September. He also indicated in the same interview he thinks Ilia Topuria, after beating Gaethje, may be moving up to fight Islam. He's been saying this for the past year now, though. I'm not sure how much I should believe this. But if he's saying that his next fight is for a title in September in LA, this feels like more than just, guesswork. This feels like him being assured of something. And I think I believe him, in my opinion. I think I believe in my opinion. What am I talking about? I believe him. He seems to have a lot of specifics here. And I don't know. I feel like he's been out for so long. Yeah, he's the number one contender. But in that same time, since he got a split decision win against Charles Oliveira has been way more active. He submitted Gamrot, a guy who Arman went to a split decision with. Actually, no, a guy who Arman lost to. I think Arman won that fight 4-1. You could argue 3-2, but he really only won that fight clearly from one knockdown, a spinning back fist that didn't look like it live, really. I thought I thought Arman won it live, but I wouldn't be mad at someone for thinking Gamrot won it live. It was a really close fight, and Charles Oliveira submitted him in 2 rounds and dominated him. And then he mauled, what's his name? Max Holloway. He mauled Max Holloway, beat him 50-45, 50-44, if you want to give it a 10-8 round in any of those rounds. Dominated Max Holloway. The same time, Arman has wrestled a bunch of guys and beaten Dan Hooker. That's not as good. I don't know. I feel like Charles Oliveira has done enough to at least, I don't know. I don't think he deserves the title fight. I think Arman should be getting the next title fight, but I understand the UFC wanting to have Arman fight in a rematch with Charles Oliveira. They don't seem to like Arman that much either. So I could see that being a thing where they told Arman, you're going to fight Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. So either way, it will be for a title. And Arman seems to think that Ilia is going to move up. So in his mind, he may be fighting for BMF and undisputed. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think he's going to rematch Charles Oliveira for that BMF title, and winner gets another shot at Ilia. If Charles wins, I don't see Ilia sticking around at lightweight. What does he have to gain from that rematch? He can't do it better than he did the first time. But if Arman wins, I could see him sticking around at lightweight, because Ilia actually has been pretty vocal recently about Arman, saying he wants to fight him, saying that he would cold Arman in the first round, make it look easy, dominate him. He hasn't really been talking like that before. I think when that Patty fight was an option, when other fights were an option, I think he wanted those more. They had more star power than Arman. But now, Arman has kind of raised his star power, and those other fights aren't available. He's already fighting Justin Gaethje. Paddy Pimblett lost to Justin Gaethje, not getting the next title shot. I think he knows that his next fight will be Arman, and I think that he sees Arman now with a bigger name, more worthy to fight. I think if Arman wins, Ilia will fight him. But if Charles wins, I do see him moving up, because what more does he have to do at the division, really? I think I'd still like to see the Arman fight, but if they're not going to give Arman the next title shot immediately, then yeah, I see him only fighting again at lightweight if Arman wins this fight. Now, we have another fight announcement. Umar Nurmagomedov will fight David Martinez at UFC Abu Dhabi. I'm pretty sure the main event of this card is Magomed Ankalaev versus Khalil Roundtree. This should be a pretty good card. I see this as another booking where they just needed a local guy in Umar to fight on the card, as someone who the crowd would like, and they just gave him the next available guy up. I see a lot of people saying that Umar is ducking good comp. I see a lot of people saying Umar deserves the next title shot. Both of those groups are wrong. Umar does not deserve a title shot before Merab. Sean O'Malley was already promised a title shot after Merab. I think Umar has no choice but to fight. And if Sean O'Malley's not going to fight him, none of these other top guys are going to fight him because they're all booked, or Umar's already fought them. I think Umar has to fight down, has to fight the number 9 guy in David Martinez. And I think it should be a pretty good fight. David Martinez has only lost once, I think. I'm pretty sure he's only lost once. And David Martinez is a young guy. He's quick hands, great kicks. I think this is going to be a little bit of a boring fight, though. I think it's going to have a lot of kicking from the outside. They have pretty similar striking styles. I don't see Umar dominating him on the ground. Maybe he can. He did dominate. He didn't really dominate Sandhagen on the ground, though. Sandhagen was able to get back up. He didn't control him on the ground. He was just doing the Merab method of shooting takedowns. Same with Mario Bautista. He didn't effectively control and do damage on the ground to Mario Bautista, but he used those takedowns to set up the striking. I think that's what I see happening here. I haven't seen exceptional takedown defense from David Martinez, so maybe he does just get smudged out. I don't see him finish. Umar's not an especially dangerous grappler. I don't see him finishing David Martinez. I see him maybe smudging him out, maybe working in the takedowns with the striking. I see Umar winning this, but it should be a reasonably competitive fight. Boring. All right, on to the next bit of news. This is what I'm talking about. Ilia Topuria in the new UFC White House promo. No AI, by the way. Woo! He has a special white rose for Justin Gaethje. I see a lot of people calling this corny. This is cold. I know. I'm an Ilia Glazer. But this is cold. I don't know what to tell you guys. He's promoting himself as he should. He held a funeral for all his former opponents. The guy he's knocked out, Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway. He has Justin Gaethje's photo up there next. I have a better picture of it right here. He was holding a funeral service for them. And then he had a white rose for Justin Gaethje. And he said the White House, a white rose, and a nap in its garden. Not many can say that, Justin. She took the kids, Justin. All he has left is this belt, Justin. Save yourself while you can, please. Please, Justin. Please, I don't want to see you palms up. I don't want to see you with your eyes rolling in the back of your head, staring up at the bright lights at the White House, Justin. Please, pull out. Let Armand face this fate. Because Ilia Topuria, we might genuinely see the first Looney Tunes knockout. He might uppercut Justin Gaethje when he's doing his stupid hands up, high guard, leaning over at the waist. He might uppercut Justin Gaethje and make him do a backflip. We may see the first Looney Tunes knockout in UFC history. Justin Gaethje, I'm talking to you when I say this. Please pull out for your own sake. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you palms up at the White House. All right. I've done my due diligence. I've done everything I can to try to save you, Justin. If you don't want to be saved, you don't want to be saved. Don't save that was a little corny. All right, my fault, y'all. But yeah, I don't know. I like this bit of promo from Ilia Topuria. He knows he's cold. He knows it's cold. Anyone calling it corny is just a hater. Anyone who's not calling it corny, you know what's up. I like to see fighters actually promoting themselves. But maybe most people just like to see fighters say, "We'll find out Saturday night." Max Holloway. Maybe I do think actually a lot of Ilia haters are Islam fans and Max Holloway fans. Max Holloway fans during that Ilia Topuria buildup were so insufferable. They were calling Ilia Topuria's trash talk corny. They were saying all this stuff while Max Holloway was just saying, "We'll find out Saturday night. We'll find out Saturday night." They're going, "Oh, Max Holloway 10-8'd him. Woo, Max Holloway 10-8'd him." And all he was saying was, "We'll find out Saturday night." And I feel like that's a lot of the same people hating on Ilia Topuria right now. So maybe these Max Holloway fans, maybe they're still a little bit salty about Ilia putting him palms up out cold. Who knows? I think this is cold. I think this is cool. And I'm a proud Ilia Topuria Glazer. If Justin Gaethje somehow beats Ilia Topuria, don't come to YouTube tomorrow. Don't pull up my channel. That's all I'm going to say. And now, Ilia Topuria drops some sparring footage. He's looking nutty right now. He's looking crazy right now. He's put on more mass. In that Charles Oliveira fight, I think he had a lot of time to bulk up. He looked big. He looked thick. Pause. Whoa. Pause. But he was looking big. But now he's had a lot of time in between his last fight to build up his size, his muscle mass, his speed, get even more used to the weight. And he's looking bigger, stronger, faster, more powerful. I genuinely think this is going to be the best version of Ilia Topuria we've ever seen. And that's a terrifying thing to say. That's a terrifying thing. I feel like I'm going glaze overdrive. But just look at this sparring footage right here. I know it's just sparring footage, but we're seeing sparring footage come from Alex Pereira's camp, him bulking up. It's not looking like this. I know Alex Pereira's releasing worse sparring footage. Ilia's probably only releasing the best sparring footage. But just like his technique, how he's moving, he looks like he's moving like he looks faster than he was at featherweight, and that's insane. He moved up in weight, put on more mass, and he looks faster than he was at the lighter weight. You know how crazy that is. I think this really has been Ilia Topuria's natural weight class all along. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Ilia's lying, Ilia's this, Ilia's that." He came into the last fight week like 170 something pounds. That was him shredded to the bone. He's clearly put on more mass, and he's leaner than he was in his last fight. I genuinely think he's going to be like maybe 180 fight night. People might not believe it. I think Ilia just has some really dense bones. He's huge. He's a huge guy. Pause. Whoa. I think I'm glazing Ilia too much. I'm saying a lot of crazy stuff right now, but he's a big guy. I think just a naturally heavy guy. I do think I could see him moving up to welterweight at some point if Charles wins, but we'll see. All right, guys, that's all we have for today. I'm praying for MMA Guru. I hope he comes back to us alive and well. Fingers crossed we see him again. If not, guys, don't worry. I'm taking over the MMA YouTube scene from here. That's crazy. I hope he's not palms up. I hope he's not palms up. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow, and peace.